Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Tuesday, May the 28th. Hope you had a good weekend. For some people, it was a long weekend, like myself. I had a very good weekend. I did a lot of crocheting. I finished the book I was reading, A Gentleman in Search of a Wife by Grace Burrows, 5 stars. Loved it. And my other planned book is not hitting my mood, so I'm reading another historical mystery. Dance with Death, I believe, is the title. It is by Will Thomas in that historical mystery series. But today we are looking at new releases in mystery and thrillers. Every day of the week, we look at the new releases in a different genre. Today is mysteries and thrillers. Tomorrow is romance. Thursday is fantasy and science fiction. Friday is Freeform Friday, but we might be looking at some historical mysteries as a refresher for the upcoming Midsummer's Mist. So we shall see. Freeform Friday. Tonight we do have sprints at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. Good morning, Kim. Did you have a good weekend? First up, London Falling by Chanel Cleaton, second in the International School series. Tickle. When Maggie Carpenter left the seductive glitz of London for summer break in her small South Carolina hometown, she walked away from the most intense encounter of her life. But now that she's returned to the international school and sexy, privileged Samir Khoury is once again close enough to touch, she can't help but remember the attraction, the drama, the heartbreak. Samir can't afford to fall for someone so far removed from his world, not when his time in London is running out. It's his last chance at freedom before he returns home to Lebanon, where he'll be expected to follow in his father's footsteps. But when a scorching secret hookup with Maggie becomes a temptation neither one can resist, they'll both have to fight the consequences. Why is this listed as a mystery? If they want to have a future together. Why? That's romance. That's not a great start. I'm so terribly confused. Lake Country by Laurie Roy. Set in the 1950s, this thriller reimagines the life of Marilyn Monroe, tying her fate to a dreamy teenager whose boyfriend runs afoul of the mob. Desperate to break free of small-town Florida, Addie Ann Buckley's dream of following in the path of her glamorous Aunt Jean, known to the world as Marilyn Monroe. When Aunt Jean plans a trip to Hollywood for Addie's 18th birthday, Addie sees her chance to escape. One thing stands in her way, her boyfriend. Truett Holt is Addie's first and only love and will be joining her in California. But days before Addie's due to leave, Truett does an about-face and gives her a painful ultimatum. Stay and marry him, or they're through. Addie chooses her dream. Hurt and angry, Truett unwittingly exposes the illegal Lolita game he's been running in mob territory. Now the Tampa Mafia is after him, and he has until midnight to cut a deal that will save his life and Addie's. What he doesn't know is trouble with the mob has already found Addie and her family. She's already in a fight for her life. Kind of a strange concept. It was nice. Spent some time with the doggies and went and got fresh peaches yesterday. Nom. There is a packing company about an hour away. I imagine so. Oh, you can just smell and taste it just by the word. Original Twin by Paula Gleason. This actually comes out on Saturday. In this haunting tale about the bonds between sisters, one young woman must follow the invisible thread that connects her to her missing twin before someone else can sever it for good. Twin sisters May and June couldn't be more different. May is quiet, self conscious, withdrawn. June is boisterous, beautiful, magnetic, and missing. It's been a year since June disappeared, a year of May waiting for her to turn up with an explanation of where she's been and why she left. But with the discovery of an old newspaper article comes a secret. Their mother once vanished too, on the same date when she was 19 years old, just like June. This was no coincidence. June was investigating this buried family mystery, and she left May a series of clues to pick up where she left off. Now, if May wants to find June, she'll have to retrace her footsteps through her mother's past. The more answers she digs up, the more questions May has. And the biggest one of all, when her sister's trail of breadcrumbs runs out, what or who will she find? If Something Happens to Me by Alex Finley. Memorial Day tradition for me. I've been doing it for about 10 years. I've always took this week for vacation. Oh, that is a great tradition. For the past 5 years, Ryan Richardson has relived that terrible night. The car door ripping open, the crushing blow to the head, the hands yanking him from the vehicle, his girlfriend Allie's piercing scream as she is taken. With no trace of Allie or the car, a cloud of suspicion hangs over Ryan. But with no proof and a good lawyer, he's never charged, though that doesn't matter to the podcasters and internet trolls. Now Ryan has changed his name and entered law school. He's put his past behind him. Until, on a summer trip abroad to Italy with his law school classmates, Ryan gets a call from his father. Allie's car has finally been found, submerged in a lake in his hometown. Inside are two dead men and a cryptic note with 5 words written on the envelope in Allie's handwriting. If something happens to me, dot, dot, dot. Then halfway around the world, the unthinkable happens. Ryan sees the man who has haunted his dreams since that night. As Ryan races from the rolling hills of Tuscany to a rural village in the UK to the glittering streets of Paris in search of the truth, he has no idea that his salvation may lie with a young sheriff's deputy in Kansas working her first case, and a mobster in Philadelphia who's experienced tragedy of his own. I'm a little bit intrigued. Craig Johnson has a new one. First Frost. This is part of Longmire. 20th. My goodness. He's been a busy boy. Past and future collide. It's the summer of 1964, and recent college graduates Walt Longmire and Henry Standing Bear read the writing on the wall and enlist to serve in the Vietnam War. As they catch a few final waves in California before departing for duty, a sudden storm assaults the shores and capsizes a nearby cargo boat. Walt and Henry jump to action, but it's soon revealed by the police who greet them ashore that the sunken boat carried valuable contraband from underground sources. The boys, in their early 20s and in the peak of their physical prowess from playing college football for the last 4 years, head out on Route 66. The question, of course, is how far they will get before the consequences of their actions catch up to them. The answer being not very. Back in the present day, Walt is forced to speak before a judge following the fatal events of the Longmire defense. With powerful enemies lurking behind the scenes, the sheriff of Absaroka County must consider his options if he wishes to finish the fight he started. Going back and forth between 1964 and the present day, Craig Johnson brings us a propulsive dual timeline as Walt Longmire stands between the crossfire of good and evil, law and anarchy, and compassion and cruelty at two pivotal stages in his life. I read the first few. I did not keep up with that series. Girl Missing by Dreda Say Mitchell and Ryan Carter. What really happened to Sarah Jane? It's been 15 years since Jem's 8-year-old daughter Sarah Jane went missing, snatched with her best friend Abby right outside their school. A frantic search united the community at first, but after Abby was found and brought home, single mother Jem's dogged persistence only led to accusations that she was stirring up class tensions, even that she was somehow involved. When Jem hears that human remains have been unearthed in the school's chapel, she casts aside the new life she carefully built around herself and returns to the community that closed ranks against her all those years ago. Someone there knows something, she's sure of it, and when Sarah Jane's belongings start appearing on her doorstep, Jem knows she's getting close, dangerously close, to the truth. One thing's for certain, it's not just the remains in the chapel that have lain hidden for years. Can Jem unravel the dark secrets that might lead to Sarah Jane, or has blind hope lured her into a web she'll never escape? Corruption by James Patterson, but this is what I've read about it is from pages that were found by Michael Crichton, and the estate of Michael Crichton chose James Patterson to make this book happen. The master of the techno blockbuster joins forces with the master of the modern thriller to create the most anticipated mega blockbuster in years. Knowing how special this was, his wife Sherry Crichton held back his notes and the partial manuscript until she found the right author to complete it, James Patterson, the world's most popular storyteller. Well, what's it about? None. $34 for a paperback? Not. Well, all I can see is a history-making eruption is about to destroy the big island of Hawaii, but a secret held for decades by the U.S. military is far more terrifying than any volcano. That's the most we're getting on it. Oh, well. The Switch by Lily Sampson. Two couples, one twisted game of love and obsession. A dark domestic thriller about the dangerous secrets that come to light when a wild fantasy turns sinister. When young couple Elena and Adam are offered the chance to house sit in their dream neighborhood for a few months, they jump at the opportunity. The leafy South London enclave is a world away from everything they know, complete with grand homes, lush gardens, and quaint local coffee shops. Speaking of coffee. Soon Elena crosses paths with the beautiful and enigmatic drinking game. Good thing we're ready. Artist Sophia and her husband Finn, Finn's the hot name this year, and she and Adam are pulled into their orbit. Sophia is everything Elena isn't, glamorous, alluring, successful, and Finn exerts a mysterious pull on Elena that she can't seem to shake. Elena's infatuation with Finn grows stronger by the day, and when Sophia proposes a thrilling game to her new friend to swap partners in secret, Elena quickly agrees, as you do. Not. It's not long before Elena experiences a sexual awakening that blossoms into an illicit love affair, but Sophia's plans are far more dangerous than Elena could ever have imagined. Dot, 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 dot. Greg Isles has a new one, seventh in the Pen Cage series, Southern Man. 15 years after the events of the Natchez Burning trilogy, Pen Cage is alone. Nearly all his loved ones are dead, his old allies gone, and he carries a mortal secret that separates him from the world. But Penn's exile comes to an end when a brawl at a Mississippi rap festival triggers a bloody mass shooting, one that nearly takes the life of his daughter, Annie. As the stunned cities of Natchez and Boonville reel, antebellum plantation homes continue to burn, and the deadly attacks are claimed by a black radical group as historic acts of justice. Panic sweeps through the tourist communities, driving them inexorably toward a race war. But what might have been only a regional sideshow of the 2024 presidential election explodes into national prominence, thanks to the stunning ascent of Robert E. Lee White, a Southern war hero who seizes the public imagination as a third-party candidate. Dubbed the TikTok Man and funded by an eccentric Mississippi billionaire, Bobby White rides the glory of his special forces record to an unprecedented run at the White House, one unseen since the campaign of H. Ross Perot. To triumph over the National Party machines, Bobby evolves a plan of unimaginable daring. One fateful autumn weekend, with White set to declare his candidacy in all 50 states, the forces polarizing America line up against one another: black versus white, states versus the federal government, democracy versus fascism. Teaming with his fearless daughter, now a civil rights lawyer and a former Black Panther who spent most of his life in Parchman Prison, Penn tears into Bobby White's pursuit of the presidency and ultimately risks a second civil war to try to expose its motivation to the world before the America of our Constitution slides into the abyss. How many pages? Oh my goodness. 976 pages. That was a lot of story. I'm surprised but not surprised. Okay, I'm just closing some extra tabs I've got open here. All right. We'll look at some cozies. There's a lot here. We might just look at covers, being a day short this week. We've got Codas and Calibers by Dan DeKoning, third in Cody Cassidy Mysteries. The Garden Club Murder by Diane Harmon, ninth in the Garden Club Murder Ozarks. A Royal Occasion in Stickleback Hollow number 26 by C.S. Woolley. Whisper on the Wind by H.C. Cardona, second in the Cherry Blossom Bay. I like that cover. Dying for a Nap, I Relate by Diana Orgain, number 14 in Maternal Instincts. Coming out today, Elle Adams has a new one, Mummies and Mysteries, Library Witch number 14. And then a compilation, one with no cover. Murder on the French Riviera, number 16 in the Miss Underhay Historical Mystery Series by Helena Dixon. Veils and Villains, number 6 in the Weary Dragon Inn series by S. Usher Evans. Emily Fluke is the author of Summoning Skating and Skulls, number 2 in the Bewitcher's Beach. Lemon Drizzle and Loathing. I'm not big on lemon desserts, but that looks good. This is Paradale Cafe number 32 by Agatha Frost. I wonder if this one has a cover yet. Living in Bliss by Sarah Isabel. Lisa Jones number 1. Oh. There's that cover. Clover Covered Corpse by Jackie Layton, Texas Flower Farmer, number 2. Home is My Zapping Place by Amy McNulty, Witchy Expo Services, number 3. Corruption in Willowbrook Hollow, Tarot and Caravan, number 2 by Eliana Munoz Renfro. Poppy Takes the Lead by Lee Russell, number 3 in the Poppy Mystery Series. Meditation and Murder by Jenna St. James, Kara Hilder, number 10. Cut to the Chase by Jasmine Webb, number 4 in Mackenzie Owens series. Coming out tomorrow, High and Dry by Emma Ainsley. Cruising for Clues number 3. Jackie Baldwin, Murder at Whiteadder House, number 3 in the Grace McKenna series. Pick Your Poison, Katie Murphy number 2 by Suzanne Bolden. I have a feeling there's pirates involved. Murder in the Bay by Martha Bond, number 4 in the Lottie Sprigg Country House series. Murder on the Train by Faith Martin. Ghost and the Haunted House by Carmen Radke, Jeannie and Adriana Darling, number 4. Sunday Suspects by Kathleen Suzette, Cookies Creamery, number 10. Coming out on Thursday, Festivals, Funnel Cakes, and Felonies by Sally Bayless, Dogwood Springs, number 5. I think it's Cajun who says she's really tired of the 3 words all starting with the same letter thing. I am too. Murder at Work, Booker and Fitch, number 5 by Liz Hedgecock and Paula Harmon, it looks like, on the cover. Ghost Cat at the Mystery Hotel, 10th Life, number 3 by Molly Hunt. Underworld, Undead, and Undercover by Beverly A. Ruick, number 7 in Moonflower series. Crafty Killer by Hazel Smith, April-May, number 3. A Meowfia Killer, Mafia, number 3 by Corrine Winters. And on Friday, Chronicles of St. Morgan's by Rosie Adams, book number 6. An Old Affair by G.J. Bellamy, Sophie Burgoyne mystery, number 6. Death by Dickens, a Mike Atwell mystery by Penelope Kress, first in that series. A Witch in Time by Victoria DeLuise, an Ira Snow mystery. Love and Lizard Tongues, okay, that's weird. Woods Crossing number 3 by Sarah Ray Drake and Serena Winters. Lavender Killer by Keith Finney, Norfolk number 8. The Scented Cipher by Renee George, Nora Black number 9. Murder in the Afternoon, Mystery She Wrote, number 5 by Delta James. We don't get a cover there. A Dark and Cozy Night by Deanna Nippling. Doesn't say what book in that series. Party Sparks by Lisa Lund, Lake Minnetonka, number 3. Picnics, Piers, and Poison by R.B. Marshall, Lady Persephone, number 1. Muffins and Malice, Snowfalls, Alaska, number 7 by Wendy Meadows. A Treacherous Tide by Joy Patrick, Magnolia Manor, number 6. Farm Table Felonies, Farm Fresh, number 2 by Summer Prescott. Breakfast in Dead, Pebble Cove Bed and Breakfast, number 1 by Aaron Scott. Mortal Vintage by Sea Castle, number 5 by P.J. Skinner. Sky Sullivan is the author of Flame Changer, Hellforge Hatchery, number 4. And last one here, let's see if we can give it a cover. Bigfoot and Bewilderment, number 8 of the Tiffany Black Travel Mysteries by A.R. Winters. There you are. We went a little bit over. Sorry about that. Short weeks. We had to jump in a little bit. So I'm hoping to finish book for Murder and Mayhem today. Awesome. Good luck. You'll do it. And you like the Lottie Spriggs. Oh, cool. Okay, well, that is it for the mysteries and thrillers for this week. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the romance books. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. Hope you have a very good day. For those who are going back to work after a 3-day weekend, just muddle on through. You're going to pay for that day off, but it was worth it. Hope to see you tonight. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and tell people about us. We'd love to grow. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.